on this book called Lean In by Sheryl Sandberg. And before I start, I would like to at least dedicate 1 second of silence or 1 minute of silence to her late husband, who she sort of like kept on talking about in this book, and so I'm just going to observe a minute silence in memory of him. May he continually rest in peace, and the faithful who are departed, may they also continually rest in peace. Lean In is a book I really, really, really loved. It's amazing how you see how she thrived, Sheryl herself, going from a position to another position to another position, sharing her story. But one part of this book I really loved was the part of mentoring, which is her chapter 5. She talked about mentoring and how someone had approached her to say, okay, can you be my mentor? But then she also said something which really struck me, that why would somebody approach you so you can become the person's mentor? That, for you to have or to be mentored, try and find yourself doing things, and then someone out there will look at you and is like, wow, that person needs to be mentored by me. I've been a mentor to so many people, and I know so many people have also been mentors to me. But again, that struck me from what she said, and I really would love to see a lot of people out there excelling in certain fields, and let people who are doing so well, like, oh wow, that person is doing something exceptional. I want to know what that person is doing. I want to know what that person is achieving. I want to know how this person is striving in that field. And that way you become attracted to people who want to become mentors to you. And so this is for me, that is a chapter in this book that really struck me. And something I loved about this book was when she said she became pregnant, and, she found out that, wow, that's when she realized what it was for a woman who is working and at the same time nursing. And she was trying to find a parking space, a parking space in the parking lot. And she was like, she wanted somewhere so close to the office where she would not have to walk long distance because of how she felt at that time. And that's when she realized, it's time for women. We need to lean in and ask and make demand of our organizations. This is a proverb that says you never know how it feels. The person wearing the shoes, you never know how it feels, the pinch, until you yourself, you're in that same kind of shoe. And amazing, Sheryl being in that space of authority, realized when women decide, oh, you know what, I don't want to take this position, or I don't want to do this particular thing, because they're already thinking of the future of, okay, when they become mothers, or when they start nursing, or when they start raising a family, will they be able to perform well in that job? And this resonates with me because being a mother, being an educator, being a student, living all of those spaces, and most especially being a wife, how do I navigate all of those spaces and still be myself? So this is also reaching out to women. Let's lean in to one another. Let's be supportive of one another in whatever space we find ourselves. You can be a full-time mother. That's a lot of job. Full-time housewife. It's a lot of job. Most people think, oh, you're being a full-time housewife is not equivalent to someone working in the office 24 hours. Yes, these are different organizations. These are different spaces. But man, working at home full-time, it's a lot. You have the family, you have your kids, you have schools to attend. I tell you, there are certain times I feel really upset when I miss certain events in my kids' school because I can't seem to attend because I have to be at work or I have to be at a meeting, and I wonder, my daughter comes back home or my son comes back home, mommy, you were not here, this person's parent was here, this person's parent was here. Sometimes I go on this guilt trip, do I make it up? Sometimes, yes, I do make it up, but I can never relieve those events. And I've come to learn and I've come to realize that, some of those events might never happen again. So JoAnn, which I tell myself, if it's just for one time, Even if I have to take time off work and go support my kid or work with other women. I mean, and I love so many other women who've been so supportive, you know, especially in this place I live in where, you know, sometimes I find other mothers, you know, okay, JoAnn will support you to drive your daughter over to the sports event or to this game event. You know, I've missed a lot of volleyballs programs with my daughter. I've missed a lot of ultimate frisbee, or my son when he was playing soccer or American football. I missed so many of those events because of either work or because of school. But again, I had a lot of mothers and parents who were so supportive of these times, you know, taking my kids out. And so that's what Sheryl is saying, that, you know what, women, walk and the will to lead. You know, we need to lean in to one another, lean in and support one another through different spaces. You know, we're building nations. You know, we can't do it all alone. You know, but again, that does not stop us from rising, you know, to the top in whatever organization we find ourselves. And that is Sheryl for you. From being a person of authority in Google and then moving on to Facebook, she took each stance, she took each position head on, and she did so well. And, you know, thanks to her husband and to her siblings who were so supportive, she had a good support system, you know. And this is a book I would encourage everyone, you know, to pick this book, get a copy and read, you know. And so next week we'll be looking on to this book, Educated, by Tara Westover. This is a beautiful, beautiful book, you know. I mean, I'll just give you a tip on the iceberg. Tara did not start school until she turned 17. And by the time she started school, she did not look back. You want to know more? Tune in to the next, you know, my next video. Don't forget to click subscribe click and subscribe, and then you'll get notifications when I record the video on Tara Westover, Educated, you know. And make sure you make your comments down. If there's any book you want me to talk about, you know, let me know. And I'm sure I still have so many books in my library, but do let me know. And then enjoy the rest of your week, and hope to see you next week with my new video.